Look, I know exactly what just happened. You just walked through the front door and your dog came running. Their tail is going a million miles an hour. They are wriggling all over the place. And before they even let you touch them, they drop their front end down to the floor, stretched their little legs way out in front of them, left their back end sticking straight up in the air, and looked at you like the entire universe just came back to life. You smiled, you said hello, and you thought it was just a quick stretch. But it wasn't a stretch. Your dog was having a full conversation with you. And unless you understand exactly what they were saying in that moment, you are missing one of the most incredible love languages your dog will ever use for the rest of their life. If that is you, lean in for a second. Because what if I told you that one tiny body posture holds the secret to your dog's emotional health, their trust level with you, and it can even warn you about a life-threatening emergency before your vet can? If you saw the title of this video, you saw the promise. Today, I am going to decode the entire mystery of the dog stretch. I am going to teach you the exact difference between a loving stretch, an invitation to play, a calming signal of stress, and a heartbreaking pain stretch that means you need to get to the emergency room tonight. By the end of this masterclass, you will never look at your dog's greeting the same way again. Hi everyone, I am Dr. Logan Wells, your neighborhood veterinarian, and welcome back to the channel. I see dogs doing this stretch probably 30 times a week in my exam room. It is one of the most common behaviors dog owners ask me about, and it is also one of the most misunderstood. Some trainers call it the play bow, some call it a greeting stretch, some call it a stress release, and some owners completely miss it because it looks almost identical to the heartbreaking prayer position that dogs do when they are in severe abdominal pain. So let's clear it all up today. Grab a coffee and a notebook because we are doing a complete masterclass on dog stretching and body language. We are going to talk about why your dog drops into that stretch the second you walk in the door. We are going to break down the 4 completely distinct reasons a dog stretches. And at the very end of the video, I'm going to teach you a tiny greeting ritual that will absolutely skyrocket your dog's trust in you, deepen your bond beyond anything you have ever experienced, and make every vet visit of their life calmer, safer, and easier. Let's read your dog's mind together, starting right now. Let's start with Chapter 1, the greeting stretch, the moment of pure trust. I need to share a massive behavioural secret with you. When your dog stretches their front legs way out, drops their chest low to the ground, keeps their back end in the air and turns their big soft eyes toward you right after you come home, this is one of the most beautiful things your dog will ever do. In applied animal behaviour science, we call this the greeting stretch, and it is completely different from a regular stretch. A regular stretch is just the dog waking their muscles up. The greeting stretch is a dog waking their soul up because you walked in the door. Let me explain the biology. Dogs are descended from wild canids, and in the wild, every single interaction carries risk. Lowering the chest, extending the front legs, and exposing the belly area toward another animal is an act of total vulnerability. A dog cannot sprint, jump, or defend themselves from that posture. So when your dog drops into that stretch and aims it directly at you, their body is biologically saying, "You are safe. I am not guarding myself around you. You are my person." It is the canine equivalent of a long, slow exhale. Their heart rate drops, their cortisol drops, their pheromone glands near their paws release tiny scent markers onto your floor that essentially say, "I was here. I bonded here. This human is mine." Every single one of my colleagues in veterinary behavioural medicine agrees on this. The greeting stretch is not a stretch. It is a deliberate, intentional, full-body declaration of love and trust. That is why it almost always happens right at the moment of reunion. Right when you walk through the door. Right when you wake up in the morning. Right when you come out of the shower. Your dog isn't loosening their hamstrings. They are saying, "Oh, thank goodness you are back."
Now, An important clarification here, because this is where a lot of amazing dog owners get confused. There is a second, very similar posture that looks almost exactly like a greeting stretch, and it carries an entirely different meaning. Welcome to Chapter 2. The Play Bow, the universal invitation to play. Have you ever been out in the yard and your healthy, athletic dog came sprinting toward you at full speed, slammed on the brakes, dropped their front end hard to the ground, popped their rear straight up in the air, tail wagging wildly, and then immediately launched into a zoomie? That was not a greeting stretch. That was a play bow. In the landmark canid behavior research led by Dr. Mark Bekoff, Professor Emeritus at the University of Colorado, the play bow was formally identified as a meta-communicative signal, meaning it is a signal that changes the meaning of everything that comes after it. When a dog drops into a play bow, they are punctuating the moment. They are placing a giant exclamation point that says, everything I am about to do right now, every bite, every chase, every tackle, is play, not aggression, not fear, play. So the play bow uses the same exact body posture as the greeting stretch. The critical difference is in the context. If it happens the second you walk in the door, with slow, soft, deliberate movement, with eye contact locked onto you, and a calm wagging tail, that is the greeting stretch. If it happens mid-play, with explosive energy, with a wildly swishing tail, with another dog, or with you, with their body basically vibrating to launch into action, that is the play bow. And the beautiful thing about your dog knowing both of these signals is that they use them on you on purpose. They know you understand them. They are patiently teaching you a real two-way language, and most of us never even noticed we were taking lessons. All right, so now we know the two happy stretches. But there is a third stretch that looks identical in shape, and it comes from a completely different emotional place. Welcome to Chapter 3, the calming signal stretch. The polite dog. I want you to imagine this. You are sitting on the couch and your dog comes over to you. They want to be pet. They walk up, drop into that same front legs out, chest low, rear up stretch right in front of your legs, and they look up at you with soft, slightly squinty eyes. They are not zooming. They are not bouncing. They are just gently offering this posture and waiting. In the early 1990s, Norwegian canine ethologist Turid Rugaas identified dozens of what she calls calming signals, body language gestures that dogs use to reduce tension, ease conflict, and communicate that they mean no harm. The stretch is right at the top of that list. A dog offering a slow, gentle stretch towards you, especially if you have been gone a long time, or if there is a stranger in the room, or if another dog is nearby, is doing exactly what we humans do when we say, "Hey, I am friendly. Everything is cool. Take it easy." Some trainers call this the polite hello. Your dog is literally using their body to say, "I am not a threat. I do not want any conflict. I just want to be near you." This is the stretch you will see from older dogs, from shy dogs, from dogs recovering from trauma, and from incredibly well-socialized dogs who have learned that clear communication gets them everything they need. So now we have 3 stretches to read: the loving greeting stretch, the high-energy play bow, the soft calming signal stretch. Every one of them is a gift from your dog to you. But the 4th stretch is the one that scares me every single time I see it on my exam table. So pay very careful attention right now. Welcome to Chapter 4, the prayer stretch, the emergency you cannot afford to miss. If your dog walks into the room, drops their front legs way out in front of them, presses their chest all the way down flat against the floor, keeps their rear end high in the air, but refuses to move, refuses to eat, holds that posture for more than a few seconds, whines, pants, vomits, has a swollen belly, or tries repeatedly to poop but nothing comes out, your dog is not loving you. Your dog is not inviting play. Your dog is not being polite. Your dog is in severe abdominal pain. We call this posture the prayer position because it looks exactly like a Muslim prayer stance with the chest low and the rear up, and it is an absolute veterinary red flag. There are 2 life-threatening conditions where this stretch appears in dogs. The first is acute pancreatitis. The pancreas is a tiny, delicate organ that sits right next to the stomach. When it becomes violently inflamed, it causes excruciating pain in the upper abdomen, and the only way a dog can find any tiny bit of relief is to stretch the abdominal wall forward, which is exactly what the prayer position does. The second, the truly terrifying one, is gastric dilatation volvulus, also known as GDV, or bloat. According to the Cornell University Rheine Canine Health Center, deep-chested breeds like Great Danes, Standard Poodles, German Shepherds, Weimaraners, and Boxers are at extremely high risk for bloat. In bloat, the stomach fills with air, twists on itself, and cuts off the blood supply to the spleen and parts of the stomach. It can kill a perfectly healthy dog in less than 2 hours. The prayer position is one of the earliest visual warning signs a dog owner can catch. If your dog drops into the prayer stretch and looks at you with that painful, glassy-eyed expression, you do not wait. You do not Google it. You do not text me. You get in the car, you call your nearest emergency veterinary hospital on the way, and you go. Now here is the absolutely critical part. How do you tell the difference between the happy greeting stretch and the dangerous prayer stretch? I am going to give you the exact 4-point veterinary checklist I walk every single client through. Number 1, look at the speed. A happy stretch is slow and fluid, like a lazy cat. A pain prayer stretch is stiff and frozen. Number 2, look at the eyes. Happy stretch eyes are soft, half-closed, blinky. Pain stretch eyes are wide open, glassy, and they look almost pleading at you. Number 3, look at the tail. Happy stretch tail is loose, low, and waggy. Pain stretch tail is tucked tight between the back legs. Number 4, look at what they do right after. Happy stretch dogs immediately come to you, lick you, or bounce off. Pain stretch dogs cannot move, will not take a treat, and often groan when you touch their belly.
Memorize those 4 points. They could save your dog's life. All right, now we have covered every stretch in the canine playbook. We have the loving greeting stretch, the playful play bow, the polite calming signal, and the dangerous prayer stretch. But I promised you at the beginning of this video that I would teach you a tiny greeting ritual that would skyrocket your dog's trust in you and make every vet visit calmer. So welcome to Chapter 5 and the final secret, the greeting ritual. Now this is the part of the video I really want you to lean into, because this is the part that most dog owners never think to do. When you walk through your front door tonight and your dog comes sprinting at you, and they drop into that beautiful greeting stretch right in front of your feet, I want you to do something very specific. I want you to slow down. I want you to kneel on the floor about 3 feet away from them. Do not lunge at them. Do not grab the top of their head. Instead, while they are holding that soft greeting stretch, I want you to do the exact same stretch right back at them. Yes, seriously. Drop your chest low, extend your arms out in front of you on the floor, leave your rear end up in the air, smile, and hold eye contact with them for about 5 seconds. Then, in the same slow, gentle energy, crawl forward, scratch their chest instead of patting their head, and say their name softly. What you are doing in that moment is responding in their language. You just told your dog, I see your stretch. I understand exactly what you are saying. I am saying it back to you. This simple act of meeting their body language with your own releases an enormous flood of bonding oxytocin in both of you. Behavior scientists call this neurochemical synchrony, and dog owners who practice it consistently report dramatic drops in separation anxiety, dramatic increases in leash manners, and dramatic drops in reactivity at the vet and the groomer. Why does it work at the vet? Because you have spent weeks, months, or years at home proving to your dog that chest-low, fully vulnerable postures mean love and safety. So when your vet gently asks them to stand in a relaxed position for an exam, your dog does not perceive it as a threat. They perceive it as the beginning of a stretch. They have known that posture their entire life as the safest, most loving gesture on earth. That is why this ritual works. You literally rewired their emotional response to vulnerability, and it cost you absolutely nothing except 5 seconds of honesty. Try it tonight, then come back here and tell me in the comments exactly how your dog responded. Now, before you leave, I need to give you one quick summary so this masterclass sticks with you. When your dog drops their front legs out, drops their chest low, and leaves their rear in the air, they are doing one of four things. They are telling you they love you. They are inviting you to play. They are calming the room and saying the situation is okay. Or they are warning you they are in pain. Read the eyes, read the speed, read the tail, read what they do right after. Once you learn to read those four signals, you will never be confused by a dog stretch again for the rest of your life. Raising a dog is one of the most beautiful gifts we get as humans, and the fact that you've sat through this entire behavioural masterclass proves you are the kind of pet parent your dog has been waiting for their entire life. So, if this video helped open your eyes to what your dog is really saying every time they stretch, and if you are ready to read your dog better than you ever have before, please do me a massive favour and hit that like button. And make sure you hit subscribe so we can keep decoding your dog together, one gesture at a time.
Give your sweet, goofy, beloved dog a long scratch on the chest tonight. Drop into that greeting stretch right back at them and let them know you finally speak their language. Trust the science. Stay confident.